Hello, Blood Bowl fans. The semi-finals of the Mixed League is finally over, so we're going to be taking a look at the quarterfinals here. And it's been an interesting set of games so far. And let's see how the quarterfinals actually played out. So, D-Man's Kiss Liz on Norse lost to Grey Heart's Crimson Librarian team, 1-0. Halloween United lost 1-0 to Good People Gone Mad. That's Dark Shadows against, I believe, Doom. Rivertown Plain Humans from Chris J lost 2-1 to Ooks Uberghastly Hunters. The 80s Rejects of Rawne lost 2-1 to Dark Country Outlanders. 1-1 against Dark Country Outlanders, who are led by Undo. This is how the semi-final looks then. Grey Heart takes on Doom. It's going to be a very interesting round. We'll have a look at the teams in a minute. And Ooks Uberghastly Hunters takes on Rawne's 80s Rejects. Let's see how the teams look as we go into this final round then. So first up, Doom against Grey. Let's start off with Grey's team then. An Alliance of Goodness team is still in the running. And Crimson Librarian, we are out of red ink. 70k in the bank, 1270 TV. 2 rerolls and apothecaries. So we got the 5 Longbeards, 2 of which have guard, 1 of which has minus movement. They haven't really developed beyond where they were last time we looked at them actually, at least the dwarfs. I think they're looking the same. The tree is actually out for this round, which is pretty huge. Let's hope it's this next game. It is. That could really affect the outcome actually. Bretonnian Blocker is 1 away from leveling, he still hasn't quite got there. Bretonnian Blitzer is still a rookie. We've got the War Dancer with Agility Jump Up and the War Dancer with Strip Wall. The War Dancers haven't developed beyond the last game. Catcher with plus movement and the Lineman with kick. We actually have a 10-man roster, I think. Yes, there's going to be a loner to replace the Fallen Tree. I wouldn't be too surprised if actually we see a replacement player brought in, just so he can guarantee what kind of lineman he gets, though maybe the loner isn't such a bad idea, because the loner dwarf would be awesome anyway. The only thing that can really go wrong is if you get a Bretonnian loner, but as long as you don't, then that's all good. Of course, at mixed teams, when you have a loner on the pitch, it is randomly chosen, so you could get any of the available linemen in the roster. So that's a Grey Heart and his Crimson Librarian, 1270. His opponent is Doom with Good People Gone Mad, which is also an Alliance of Goodness team, so obviously they're a roster that work. We've got some peasants on this team, which is interesting. They're at 1460, so depending on which loner gets added to the team, there is going to be some either considerable or minor TV difference. We're looking at maximum 150 and minimum, that's hard maths, minimum 120, so 120 to 150 TV difference, and 90k in the bank for Doom as well. 2 rerolls and apothecary on this team too, so same in that regard. And the mirror matches here are all kinds of weird, to be honest, but let's have a look at the difference in the team. We've just got the 2 Longbeards, is that right? Yeah, just 2 Longbeards in this team, both of which are rookies. And a Bretonnian Blitzer who's also a rookie down here. Both Troll Slayers, which are lacking in the other team, one of which is a rookie, one of which has Mighty Blow Tackle. We got a Blitzer with Tackle Dodge. We've also got both War Dancers, that they're developed differently, and I don't think quite as well, to be honest. I prefer the other War Dancers. One is a rookie, one is Tackle Mighty Blow, though the Mighty Blow is a very nice addition to the team for sure. And there are 4 Longbeards actually. No, there are more even. There are 5 Longbeards actually, sorry. But one of them is out this game with minus movement, one of which has guard. So 1 guard against 2 guard with the Longbeards. There are 2 peasants, one of which is a sneaky kid. That's a fun double. It kind of feels like a waste to me, but it is funny, so it's good for a giggle. And we got a Bretonnian Blocker. Even though this team is the higher TV team, most of the extra TV goes into extra players. The bench may well prove useful but I actually prefer Grey Heart's team as they stand. Though the tree missing, yeah, it's going to make it a very close game. To be honest, I think this game is worth watching, though I'm probably not going to have a chance to watch it myself, though I'll do my best to catch the replay. It looks like it's going to be an exciting one though. And there's 13 players on this team, so honestly if it was me I'd actually drop a player just to lower the team value difference but still have the bench advantage. But we'll see what Doom and Grey do. And the second match, let's just check it again, so it's Ook against Rawne, yeah. So let's just have a look at chat as well quickly. I don't know if anyone's here. Doesn't look like it, so that's fine. So having a look at Ook and Rawne then, let's start with Ook. Where is he? He's there. And his Uber Ghastly Hunters, which is the what's the team called? Chaotic Player Pact. 1060 TV, but it looks like there's a few pieces missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 8 in the full roster. So it's kind of become a, I think it's an accidental min-max team, but it has become a slight min-max team. So, 2 rerolls and a Apothecary, 40k in the bank. We could buy a Goblin if we really want to, but I can't see Ook doing that, to be honest. Really unlucky if he manages to get free Goblin Loners though. But we'll see. So, Dark Elf, Witch Elf. He's a rookie still. The Chaos Warrior has block. There's only one of them. Interesting. Dark Elf Blitzer is blodge. 2 Gutter Runners. One of which is blodge minus armor value. Jesus. And one of which is dodge, wrestle, strip ball. Then we got both Skaven Blitzers, one of which has blodge and the other one is a rookie. And the Underworld Goblin. So if, for example, he gets a number of Beastman Loners or even Dark Elf Loners, I can see him being relatively dangerous. But if, for example, he gets free Goblins, then this is going to be a punchy bag team for this semi-final. Having said that, though, Ook is very good at the agility and escaping danger and clutches of death, so this kind of team does suit him. I have no doubt in my mind about that. Though, just having 2 positionals, unless you count the Dark Elf Blitzer really, so let's say 3 positionals. Skaven Blitzers. Okay, so 5 positionals. There's a lot of positionals, actually. And the Gutter Runners. It's all positionals. Okay, never mind. So, they are actually all positionals, so we can see some real damage done by this team, but I don't know. This looks like a team that's going to get punched to death, to be honest, and the lack of bench may well play a factor. But his opponent, Human League, led by Rawne, the 80s rejects. 120k in the bank and 1230 TV, so if he gets all goblins, he's going to have a bit of inducements. If he gets all elves, or a combination of elves and beastmen, then it's going to be very close in terms of TV. Let's have a look at Rawne's team then. It is an 11-man roster, so there's no bench. We got 2 Norse linemen, one of which is minus armor value. We got 3 Amazon linewomen. We have a guard piece and a blodge piece in the linewomen. 2 human blitzers, one with mighty blow. Not so much development on this team in general. Human thrower with strong arm, of all things. Amazon catcher with block sidestep, and both the big guys, the bear and the yeti, have block, which is terrifying. Yeah, honestly, I can't really see past this team. Even though they haven't developed as well as they could, that double block on the big guys going to cause lots of problems for Ook's dodgy pieces. So long as the Kislev Bear can put himself into really awkward positions, and also the Disturbing Presence actually. Combination of Tail and Disturbing Presence is quite an impressive one if you can use the 2 big guys in a team while picking off pieces on the edge. Having said that though, the only positionals otherwise are the blitzers and this one thrower. This team is missing a catcher, if you ask me, but otherwise it's all looking good. He does have 120k in the bank as well, so he could potentially buy a bench just to give him that little bit of... Well, he'll give up some inducements, but it will give him a little bit of extra attrition power against Ook. Well, out of the 2 matches, I think the Alliance of Goodness mirror match is going to be the more interesting one probably, though it's going to be really nice to see which two teams do make it through to the final. I will do my best to cast the final when the semi-finals are done, and I'll try and invite somebody, I don't know who, but I'll try and invite somebody to take part, probably somebody who has taken part in this cup. My first choice off the top of my head is D-Man, actually. I'd like to bring D-Man in on a video if he's up for that, as he's always in the crowd. Otherwise, I'll look at bringing in somebody else who preferably made it through to the quarterfinals as well, so maybe Undo or D-Man will be first choices, I guess. So hopefully we'll get to cast the final. Also, to everybody in the Mixed League, the second season is actually announced and I have a sign-up sheet, so if you do want your team to come back, which they can, that's an open invitation to all teams, do let me know so I can add that to the list and say that your teams are returning. I think half of you have already said yes, but the rest of you do let me know, please. And anybody who does want to join the Mixed League and isn't currently part of it, we will be taking on new teams as well. If there are enough new teams, kind of important, but if there are enough new teams, then I will actually split the new teams and the old teams into different divisions, but you can all make it through to the KO based on your record. So the KO will be a combination of old and new, but the rounds themselves will be new versus new, old versus old, I guess. That's probably how it will look. That's all for this video. I'll just have a quick look at chat again, actually. Still nothing in chat, that's fine. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye for now.